I'd like to, first of all, ask you, Your Grace, this is not your first visit to Sierra Leone. So why are you here now?
I'm here. I'm completing a world tour. I left my headquarters in Washington last year, and I'm visiting many of the West African countries, and then I'll be going on to India in about a month, and then back to U.S. My visit is mainly about a fourfold purpose. First, I'm visiting with many other religious leaders. Second, I'm having a chance to give many lectures at some of the universities, some of the metaphysical organizations. I'm having also a chance to meet many of the political and academic leaders of each country. We're constantly trying to emphasize how people can play a greater role in nation building from a spiritual perspective, and how to address some of the national and world order problems that is facing humankind at this time. And of course, my duty as a Swami, as a guru, I'm visiting many of our own monasteries, trying to see how our devotees are doing, if our priests and priestesses are being faithful, to the mission that they're responsible for, to see how they are extending themselves to help people to know more that God is about love and peace. And also to see what role they're playing in some of the social welfare concerns, of each country.
I see you were born John Favors. You don't use that name anymore?
I use the name. I have many names because my background is very diversified. I'm a psychologist, I'm an academician, I'm a scholar of international law, as well as a priest. So according to what environment I'm in, then people call me a different name. I'm also, as you said, an African chief in some of the African countries. So all of these names are just part of some small categorizations.
Your Grace, you were born into a God-fearing family in the United States of America. And in fact, as a child, you appeared on television to preach Christianity. Now, how come you are now in the Hare Krishna religion?
I think that is the reason. My life has always been about trying to serve God in a deeper perspective. So if we look close, we can see sometimes there's a difference between what the prophets taught and did, and often what people have construed or interpreted. So one thing very special about the Hare Krishna teachings is that we follow what is called the Vedic teachings. The Vedas is known by historians, by linguists and philosophers as some of the oldest spiritual scriptures on the entire planet. They were written far before the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah, and they are many times more encyclopedic. This says many of the questions you opened up with are very distinctly clarified in the Vedic teachings. The Krishna conscious movement explains very thoroughly about life after death. It gives tremendous information about life on other planets. It helps a person to see how there's one God. See, you may call God, or I may call God, or other people, we may have different names. Some people, according to their religious tradition, they refer to God as Allah, or Yahweh, or Jehovah, or as we do as Krishna. But it's the same one God. If we look around the world, most religious practitioners practice their religion as if God is only for them. Now, God, being the Father of everyone, being most holistic, cannot really be appreciated from a myopic or from a sectarian perspective. If we're trying to understand God deeply, we also have to be more wholesome. So the Krishna teachings help us to appreciate all the bona fide prophets and to see how they came according to different time, place, and circumstances, but how they are representing the same God. So people all over the world, we have millions and millions of followers in every continent, in every race, almost every tribe. And we have people who are Christians, ministers, bishops, imams, metaphysicians from many different systems, who particularly take shelter of some of our teachings and sometimes join us as full-time priests themselves, because they are very excited by the depth of philosophical understandings that they can acquire from studying, with us.